to WTOL 11 News at 10 on Fox 36. I'm Michael Sandlin. Thank you so much for joining us. We're coming off several nights of storms and unsettled skies, but finally heading into a quieter stretch of weather. But don't let the sunshine fool you. Let's check in with meteorologist John Birchfield. John's tracking how long the cool down will last and when the rain returns next week.
Yeah, still going to be below average in the temperature department tomorrow, but temperatures at least closer to 70 degrees. So it will be a pleasant day as long as you wear that light jacket and still a bit of that breeze. Temperatures have dropped back into the 50s between 10 to 11 o'clock p.m. and temperatures across the metro around the 60-degree mark. Winds have still been going strong, but slowly diminishing after sunset. And there is going to be a bit of a breeze into the tail end of the weekend. And that is thanks to this cold front that brought us gusty winds and even severe weather to start off the weekend Friday night. Now, the big story this week is another cutoff low, essentially a slow-moving area of low pressure that is going to bring us an extended cool down. And some of the impacts you can expect include clouds, showers, and below average temperatures. Keep that jacket handy because it is going to be a cooler week with most of those days in the 60s. What about the holiday weekend? I'm going to look ahead towards your Memorial Day coming up in that 10-day forecast.
Now to breaking news, a disturbing discovery in Erie County. The sheriff's office says a kayaker found a badly decomposed body in the Huron River around 10 Friday morning. Authorities tell WTOL 11 the body was in a marshy area near State Route 2 bridge. The sheriff's office did not release a name or cause of death. The Lucas County Coroner's Office is working on an autopsy to determine how this person died. Anyone with information is urged to contact the Erie County Sheriff's Office. We'll continue to follow this story and provide updates as they become available. Toledo police are investigating an incident involving a motorcycle near downtown Toledo. It happened just after 4 this afternoon on the Anthony Wayne Trail right by I-75. Our cameras captured images of crews towing the bike, but officers on scene could not provide any information on what happened or whether anyone was hurt. Stay with WTOL 11 on Fox 36 for more updates. Right now, the Ohio State Highway Patrol is investigating a deadly motorcycle crash. It happened on Chapin Road in Berlin Township. That's in Erie County. According to investigators, 57-year-old Mark Hoover of Norwalk went off the road, then hit a ditch and a utility pole. He died before emergency crews could take him to the hospital. We have an update tonight after a fire shut down a popular restaurant in downtown Toledo. Ye Olde Dirty Bird is expected to reopen later this month after flames on the second floor triggered sprinklers and caused water damage inside. The general manager tells WTOL 11 the downtown staple should be back up and running by May 27th. We're told crews are still working to clean up following that fire last weekend. The Ohio Department of Transportation says it's turning the stretch of Airport Highway over I-475 into a diverging diamond interchange. The project is part of $1 billion worth of investment being made by the state into the highways and interchanges, but not everyone is on board with the plan. Steve Awanek breaks down the big change.
I was kind of shocked when I heard that they were thinking of doing that.
Anita Metzger lives near Airport Highway and I-475. She's used to the traffic, but when she heard about an upcoming redesign, she had doubts.
I don't think we need it.
You don't think we need it?
No.
Why?
No.
Why do you think so?
I don't feel it's that dangerous. I don't see myself. I've lived here a long time and I haven't seen that many accidents.
Metzger is referring to this, a diverging diamond interchange. Patrick McCauley, Deputy Director of ODOT District 2, says the reason for it is due to this, a 2-year State of Ohio study which shows dozens of crashes up and down the stretch.
So when we look at a statewide map, that is actually one of the issues, one of the areas where we're seeing a lot of crashes, serious injuries, and this would help address some of those.
ODOT says construction would begin in the spring of 2028 and wrap up in late 2029. The price tag for it? About $36 million, which McCauley says just adds to the state's 10-year, $1.2 billion investment into roads. But McCauley says, as with the other DDIs in Perrysburg and Maumee, the benefits outweigh any negatives.
Increased throughput by 10 to 30%. They increase the efficiency of the interchange by 15 to 25%. They're safer for pedestrians. They're also safer. They make it almost impossible or very hard to go the wrong way down the interstate.
Yeah. As for Metzger, she's willing to give the new project a chance, but knows the construction in 2 years might lead to backups and delays, and she's not a fan of it. Envision that being an inconvenience for you and a lot of other people to live around here.
Definitely. Not looking forward to that at all.
That was Steve Iwanek reporting. Now, this airport highway project is just one of many down the road. We've already told you about the $25 million diverging diamond going under I-75 on Fremont Pike in Perrysburg. Construction for that one begins spring of 2027 and will run through fall of 2028. New information for you tonight. The state of Ohio is expanding the quarantine zone for the invasive spotted lanternfly. Wood and Seneca counties are among the 6 recently added, with Lucas and Ottawa already being included. With the goal of slowing the reach of the insect, state officials say trees and other plants cannot be moved out of quarantine zones without being inspected first. The Ohio Department of Agriculture says the spotted lanternfly poses a specific threat to Ohio's grape and wine industry. Today was Toledo Parks and Youth Services Summer Showcase. Families got to meet with over 50 different organizations to explore different youth programs happening this summer. Organizers say they're hoping to keep kids active and achieving during their summer break.
This is a good way for the summer for kids to get involved, to find a mentor in their life, programs that will engage them and help them learn throughout the summer months.
Programs include STEM programs, scouting opportunities, and sporting camps.
I'll get ready for a chilly stretch of weather. In addition, we're going to be seeing persistent showers and below average temperatures. I'm going to preview that full 10-day outlook coming up next.
Well, check this out. We're getting a look at Cedar Point's newest scream machine, Siren's Curse. The park just dropped new videos showing the ride will tilt you straight up, literally locking riders in a full 90 degrees before that first big drop. Cedar Point says it'll be the tallest, fastest, and longest tilt coaster in North America. Now, there's no opening date yet, but Siren's Curse is expected to make its big debut in early summer. And the city of Maumee announced Rolfe Park Pool will open at the end of this month. The park has 2 slides, an interactive water play area, and space for diving. Daily hours run from 12:30 to 7:30. John?
Well, hopefully we can get a warm up by that point. It really didn't feel like pool weather today, and it's not going to tomorrow either. It'll be a little more pleasant with highs near 70, but you'll still need that light jacket as there will be a breeze. Over the course of the evening, temperatures have gradually been falling back into the 50s, and the wind has diminished slightly well after sunset, although still double-digit wind speeds. Compared to last night, though, that is relatively tame. We had 70-mile-an-hour wind gusts sweep through northern Indiana, including Fort Wayne and back towards South Bend, close close to 70 miles an hour. Now, due to the strong winds and the low humidity over the farm fields, we actually saw dust get lofted up in the atmosphere, and that created a hazy appearance in the sky. This photo is from Van Wert, and back towards Chicago, a very ominous looking sight with a dust storm more characteristic of the high plains than the windy city. Our forecast here at home is going to be a little milder, closer to 70 degrees. Still a bit of a breeze, though. Northwest winds between 10 to 20, so you will still need the jacket for those weekend plans. Starting off the day, a good amount of sunshine for that morning walk. By the afternoon, cloud cover starts to filter on through, and temperatures are expected to be in the upper 60s to right around 70 degrees. So again, a long sleeve or a light jacket will be needed. Out the door tomorrow morning, going to be in the 50s. And as we head towards the afternoon, a few areas south of the Maumee River could climb to the lower 70s. Now, the big story this week is another cutoff low, and essentially that means a stubborn area of low pressure that is going to keep below average temperatures around, and also clouds and showers. In fact, this week is going to feel more like late March or early April as opposed to late May. So the hour by hour forecast, dry weather for your Sunday and Monday. By Monday night into Tuesday, though, persistent showers are going to make a comeback with a cool lake breeze and this area of low pressure rolling on through, and shower chances are going to linger through at least Thursday, if not early in the day on Friday. The next couple of days are going to stay chilly. That cutoff low arrives Tuesday into Wednesday, and look at those temperatures struggling to even reach the 60s with the chance for some rain showers. Now, the good news is for the holiday weekend, we're at least going to return to some slightly more seasonable readings. Sunday is going to be 71 degrees, and Memorial Day up into the mid 70s. However, there is going to be a slight chance for a couple of rain showers returning. That extended 10-day forecast does feature damp conditions, showers possible Wednesday and Thursday. And as we look ahead towards the extended, we are likely to see temperatures that will gradually warm up into the 70s, although scattered showers may be possible for Memorial Day. Michael?
John, what a grim forecast for May. All right. Well, hundreds of people walked through Middle Grounds Metro Park, bringing awareness for mental health. Today is the National Day of Hope, and NAMI of Greater Toledo hosted their 20th annual walk to bring awareness to an ongoing mental health crisis. Around 500 registered walkers paraded through the park, and vendors set up to provide resources. This is NAMI's biggest fundraiser, allowing those who need the services to access them for free.
Just look around, you're not alone. And it's really important that we come together and support one another way before a crisis ever hits.
If you or a loved one are looking for resources involving NAMI, you can visit FOX36.com and click on the WTOL 11 tab. Tattoo Fest Toledo is set to wrap up its final day tomorrow. It's at the Glass City Center, Hall C, from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. More than 175 world-renowned tattoo artists will be featured. And a group of women came together today to develop skills when it comes to car maintenance. A hands-on workshop was offered today at Taylor Hyundai to teach women basic car maintenance. Skills such as checking and topping off fluids, tire rotations, changing wiper blades, brake maintenance, and more. The goal was to allow the women to be able to maintain their car confidently and empower them in the process.
Now I know when I go and get an oil change, I can say, hey, did you do it right? I can look under there and take a look myself. And I also learned what it looks like for your tires to wear down. I didn't know. He had to show me how that looks. So now I know that we can get our tires rotated, every time we get an oil change. Or I can try to do it myself. So.
Very cool. Well, this class is offered quarterly for other groups as well, and a link can be found at our website, WTOL.com. You can find that tab on FOX36.com. Chase?
All right, when we return, we recap the huge Game 2 win by the Walleye, plus tons of baseball action. Those stories and more coming up next in sports. Welcome back. It's another huge Saturday night for Toledo hockey. The Walleye are in Game 2 of the Western Conference Finals, taking on the Kansas City Mavericks. Toledo won Game 1 in Kansas City, and now they're looking to go up 2-0. The Mavericks are 4-2 at home this postseason, but less than 2 minutes into the game, Walleye attacking the goal. First shot off, but Mitchell Lewandowski gets the rebound and scores. Toledo strikes first. Then, about 2 minutes later, coming off a faceoff, Nolan Moyle sets up Jalen Schmerich from the blue line, fires it past 6 bodies, including the goalie, into the back of the net, and Toledo takes a 2-0 lead just 4 minutes into the game. Kansas City would answer with 2 goals over the next few minutes, but later in the first period, Schmerich intercepts a pass, sets up Trenton Bliss with an absolute snipe. Toledo retakes the lead. Jump ahead to the third period now. Tied again. Walleye in transition. Brandon Cruz sets up Colby Ambrosio for the one-timer, gets it past the goalie, and Toledo retakes the lead again. That goal by the rookie would turn out to be the difference, and the Walleye take Game 2 of the series 4-3. Toledo now leads the series 2-0 and are heading back home for Game 3 on Tuesday night. Also happening Saturday, the Mud Hens still in their series with Scranton Wilkes-Barre Rail Riders. Top of the second, 2 outs. Ryan Kreidler finds a gap in the defense, good enough for a double, plus puts a runner on third. Later that inning, Brian Servin up at bat, connects on this pitch, grounds one past the defense. That allows Kreidler to race home, and Toledo takes a 1-0 lead. Top of the fifth now. Kreidler up at bat again, and once again connects, sends it to the outfield, good enough for another double. But it wasn't much offense for the Hens after that. Toledo ends up losing by a final of 7-2. Meanwhile, up in the majors, the Tigers were in action Saturday over the border in Canada, taking on the Blue Jays. Top of the second inning, Spencer Torkelson gets a hold of that pitch, homers to put Detroit up 1-0. The score would stay that way for most of the rest of the game until the bottom of the 8th. Toronto would tie it at 1. Then in the bottom of the 9th, the Blue Jays had a walk-off single to win it 2-1. Tigers still have a league-leading 30 wins so far this season. And happening in Cincinnati, Guardians in action, taking on the Reds. Jump ahead to the top of the 5th, still scoreless until Daniel Schneemann gets a hold of this one, sends it to deep right. That ball is gone. A solo homer to give Cleveland a 1-0 lead. But that would turn out to be the only offense for the Guardians, too. They lose to the Reds by a final of 4-1. And finally, Toledo and Bowling Green baseball both in action for their regular season finales. The Rockets got the win over Central Michigan 16-4, and the Falcons got the win over Northern Illinois 4-2. BG finishes the year 4th place in the MAC standings, while Toledo is right behind them in 5th. That means it's looking like the Rockets and the Falcons will face each other in the first round of the MAC baseball tournament. That game set for Wednesday at Crusher Stadium in Avon. That'll do it for sports.
Temperatures briefly climb to 70 degrees for your Sunday, but it is going to be a chilly, cloudy, and damp work week of weather. I'm going to preview that full 10-day outlook tonight at 11.
Welcome back in. Let's wrap things up with a good reason to smile. We have an inspiring update to a story we first shared in 2023, and it's one you really have to hear. We first introduced you to James O'Reilly as a first grader at Beverly Elementary. He captured hearts during his fight with leukemia, and now he has officially completed chemotherapy. The community rallied around James last year with an orange out to show support back in 2023. His family says today marks a huge step forward and has a reason to celebrate. And here's another feel-good story coming out of Perrysburg. With school just about to wrap up for the year, there's a well-loved crossing guard who has decided to call it quits. She's been crossing kids and putting smiles on faces for the last 10 years. Photojournalist Joe Cromer shares her story.
Good morning. How you doing, Janie? I call it resigning because I'm like, well, isn't retiring where you're going to go and not work? I like your dress. I also work for Perrysburg Schools. Have a good day. When I started out here, I didn't do any waving, but the school zone here, a lot of people aren't paying attention. So I started waving because you don't see the school back there, just to kind of get their attention, and got a lot of positive feedback from the community. Just a smile and a wave, you know, that's all you have to do.
We have had phone calls from people who've said, you know, what a positive impact she's made on their morning just by being friendly and waving. Sometimes she'll even dress up in a costume for like Halloween or our pirate for the day. Our loss is going to be tremendous because I don't think anybody can truly fill her shoes.
I'm staying till the end of the school year.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I think that a common smile and a wave is just is probably underappreciated in our society, but it makes such a huge impact and difference. You know, she's a crossing guard, but everybody's going to know when she's not there. We get people who aren't even connected to the school or the parish that appreciate her.
What's the joke today?
I know a joke about pizza.
A joke about pizza, yes.
Never mind, it's too saucy.
Good morning. Good day to ride your bike. Have a good day. Thank you. Hey guys, how you doing, Russell? Every day that dog's got his head out the window all year round. I don't know how many times I've waved at kids and it ends up being a dog. Hi, puppy. Wow, that kid's got a lot of curls. It's a dog. Have a good day, girls.
You too.
Morning, Bob. Up here comes the Giggle Sisters. All right, have you guys ever been to Twisty Treat? There's, maybe let Dad hold it. It's $5. Maybe Dad will get a little sip of a cone. All right, ladies. I don't hear any laughing.
She's how a lot of our folks start their day, coming across the street, and she greets them with a smile, a little conversation. Our kids, our families love her.
Wow, a unicorn, a real live unicorn?
We're going to miss you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
All right, kiddo.
All right, thank you.
Yep, have a great day.
Thanks. We'll miss you.
Thank you. I'll miss everybody too. I might just come hang out.
Oh, we need you to wave to us every day.
Yes, yep.
It's an awesome story, having such a big impact on those children's lives. And also, can we talk about that pizza joke? That was a pretty quality dad joke.
Saucy, John.
It was pretty, yeah, I didn't think it was too cheesy either. So.
Oh, there you
well
go. Very
done.
good.
Look at this guy.
Yeah, well, a little sliver of sunshine tomorrow in the forecast. It's at least going to warm up to about 70 degrees, but don't get too used to it because it's going to be a chilly week ahead. In fact, not really looking and feeling like mid to late May. Lots of days around 60 degrees, but we do at least warm up for the holiday weekend with temperatures back in the 70s for Memorial Day. I know a lot of folks kind of got that little taste of summer, but it's not here to stay, apparently.
Northwest Ohio, folks, you know how it is.
Yep.
One day it's warm, one day it's cold. You never know. Anyway, we'll see you again tomorrow. Take care.